I first wanted to step you through the hourly charts of all the indices. And you see here's the NASDAQ 100, and they all almost look identical. At the end they do, and in the beginning they may not, but they're all nearing the lows of the past few weeks. They're either some of them are at the lows or some are nearing the lows of the past few weeks, which could indicate a bounce. You see the MACDs on each of these looks the same though. If if you consider this valid, and I'm wondering if I should, if you consider this valid, there's no divergence in sight. If you don't consider this valid, and this occurred on some lame news that came out, if you don't consider this valid, it could still form a divergence if it bounced immediately, if it doesn't drag any lower. I don't have a lot of confidence in that anymore though. Not much at all. If you look at the daily charts, no. Let's look at the weekly charts. I wanted to show you the weekly charts of these as well, going backwards, to show that we haven't reached the lows from 2002 yet. And if you step through these, they're all nearing them, but they still have a little more to go to get down there to those lows of 2002. Especially the NASDAQ and the NASDAQ 100 have a full, I think that's a 20% on the Fibonacci there. It's a full 20% or so that it would still have to drop to get to the lows. Not looking real nice. You know, I do want to go to the dailies and show you the. Let's change that a little bit. On the dailies, the MACD hasn't gone negative yet, or I should say the difference between the two hasn't gone negative yet. So this histogram hasn't gone down below. And as you step through each of these, they all look identical. When it does go below, it has the makings of a divergence, especially since it's already at the lows that it made a couple weeks ago. So on each of these markets, they have the ability to form a divergence, which is what I'm looking for. What's what I'm looking for long term. On the short term, the hourly, I'd be looking for a divergence as well, and those are debatable at best, I guess you could say. So I'm looking for a bounce, but I'm hoping for a bounce. But quite honestly, I think I would rather have a washout and get this damn thing over with, because this is painful. You're probably not interested in what happened yesterday. I'm sure you're not interested in my trades from yesterday, but I guess I'll show them to you anyway. Surprisingly enough, this divergence didn't work out, and the stocks started off weak. They played around a little bit, and then they broke down. And on each of these, they don't look identical, at least in the beginning, but they're all identical in the fact that they got weaker as the day progressed, and I was forced out of them. Wasn't real happy with the loss, but you know, I played my indicators, and I'm taking it like a trooper. I'll be looking for stocks that are setting up for more divergences. There should be more out there, and I'll be looking for them to bounce. I'm looking at what I did over the past couple of weeks, like the past 2 weeks, and it seems like I'm flip-flopping back and forth a lot on what the position should be, and I'm blaming the market. You know, I'm not usually this flip-floppy, but this market is just giving you crap to work with sometimes. You know, at the beginning of the week, I said pull a continuation pattern and continue to short the market because we're going to retest the lows, and sure enough we did. And halfway through the week, you know, I got these bullish indicators that I felt like I had to play, even though my sentiment was incredibly negative. And right now my sentiment's incredibly negative, but we're at the market lows, and we probably should bounce. You know, what I would really like to happen is to see a washout and get this damn thing over with. But I don't know. I look at the financials, like I showed you Bank of America and Citibank yesterday. They dropped through very strong levels of support, or don't know if they're strong levels, but important levels of support that they broke through. And the bottom for those is undefinable. I think you'd have to go in 10 and 20% chunks to try and define a bottom for I guess zero could be considered a bottom now. I think those two won't fail. The government just can't let them fail. And quite frankly, I'm not convinced that they're all that bad off either. I'm not sure that they're being valued properly. But it is what it is. You know. Oh well. But where do we go from here? A washout and driving the NASDAQ back down to its 2002 lows, I think would be a good thing. You want to see massive selling, and when it happens, I would say you want to start buying. When you really see panic and the market's down another 10% in a day, I think that's the time where we'll all start rejoicing that we found the bottom. I guess we'll see though.